and proven that he can win a stage in the Tour de France, something he's done 3 times. What about his abilities to survive today, Bob? Helping out here. You're my partner.
I don't think he's going to.
Oh, great.
He's going to get dropped with all the other sprinters. It's a very tough stage today.
It's a lot of pressure to have the #1 pick, but I think Oscar Freire is going to do it. He won a stage in 2006. Now, picking up next is going to be Paul, and you're going to go with a man who's been a little quiet so far on this tour.
Very quiet so far, but he's a man who can climb a little bit, and he's got a very good sprint down towards the end. I'm going to go for the man that all of Spain wants to win, not Oscar Freire, but Alejandro Valverde. He's a man who we think could win the bike race overall, but it's the kind of route today that would suit him, because if there's only 30 or 40 riders left down towards the end, he will almost certainly be the fastest man in the pack. I'm sure that Bob will disagree with me there too.
He is going to disagree as he picks third. Bob?
I'm going to go with a man called Alessandro Ballan. He is a classic specialist. The weather kind of cool. He's an Italian rider, but he loves the northern races, and it's a very cool, windy day, and there's lots of hills. He won the Tour of Flanders, the biggest one-day race in Belgium earlier in the season. Solid bike racer. He has got a handy sprint when he needs it, but he also can do some good climbing.
Phil has been very consistent in going across the pond for his picks, as he does again.
Yes, well, had I not been last, I wouldn't have picked George Hincapie, but I have picked George Hincapie, and I'm going to leave the programme and ring him up and tell him about the approach to the finish here, because it's downhill, sharp left and uphill to the line. I think George will make the split today. I think he's been very observant throughout this tour, and he's waiting for a chance to put his name on the stage winner's tag.
Here we have a crash right in the middle there after that corner. Sonia Duval rider going down, and one of the Predictor Lotto guys. Let's see if we can get some of the numbers on 207. That's the Sonia Duval man. Iban Mayo, that's their GC leader, and a Predictor Lotto rider as well.
Oh, we have a major problem.
Big crash at the back there. That looks to be Andreas Kloden down. That would be a disaster for that squad. We'll see if who we can identify there. Here's the pile up. A lot of pressure on the field, and that's what happens. Riders desperate to stay in the front. They're trying to get up there, and a lot of times you have crashes just like we saw just there. So that Danilo Navarro.
Look at the big rock he must have hit.
And Andreas Kloden is down. Oh, and another problem. Another crash here. The feed zone so dangerous. A lot of blood coming from Le Cat Jeffrey, 143rd at the moment, and that is a very, very hard crash on a very fast section of road. Here's a replay of it. See the bike in the middle of the road. There's a musette down in the middle of the street there, and I'm not sure that he didn't somehow get that caught in his machine, and he's gone down very hard. The doctor will be up presently, presumably, to see to those wounds. The doctor is there. And maybe that was the cause, a musette going into the front wheel of the rider from Cofidis, Le Cat. He is down. Let's see if he can get back up and into the Tour. This is a long way from the finish line. It's almost impossible to ride the rest of the stage by yourself at this point with so many kilometers left in the race and still stay in the time limit. Oh, very tough crash.
And now we have a problem. 2 Astana riders.
Another crash at the back for the Astana team.
That's Vinokurov there on the side of the road.
That is Alexander Vinokurov getting that corner all wrong. He goes down. That is a terrible turn of events for the Astana squad, and looks to be in quite a bit of pain there. Trying to get his bike changed around with a teammate who stopped to help him. Disaster on the roads to Autun for Alexander Vinokurov. I think we've seen every single GC contender, apart from Levi Leipheimer, suffer some sort of mishap on today's stage. The latest victim was Alexander Vinokurov. Looked like he went down pretty hard in that. Here is the Astana squad. These are the riders that have been dropped, including Ogier, who started the day as the king of the mountain. Robbie McEwen there going off the back. So McEwen now might not have a chance for the stage.
Vinokurov, we keep going back to see where he is. He's around about 50 seconds in arrears. He's trying to save his Tour de France with this ride. He won't have any friends at all in that group. He has to take his own responsibility. He has to ride to the finish line and keep going. He's inside of 2 kilometers to go.
Well, we're waiting for the leaders to reach one, so Vinokurov, and they're about there, so he is holding them at around about 50 seconds. Vinokurov, and I think he's destined to lose that now. These two riders are still clear, and it looks as though I don't think that's Miller, you know, but it could be. As he gets into the front, it looks as though he hasn't had a shave this morning, and the rider who's got onto his back wheel there, I think, is Tony Geslin, and it doesn't matter because the Lamprey are closing in.
Lamprey are there, they're locked in, there's a line of riders right behind them. George Hincapie's disappeared from the front end of the main field. Cadell Evans is not far away from the front end of this group. He's up there in about 5th or 6th. The yellow jersey is safely in that main field here as they line themselves up for the line. 400 metres to go.
And Eric Zabel has put himself in a brilliant position. Centre picture and dodging, and Freyre's on his shoulder. This is the battle of the sprinters now. Zabel is out of it. Freyre isn't as he races up to the line. Eric Freyre, Hincapie's going after them. And also there is Napolitano, but the man who has won on the line, I think, is Fischer. Pozzato. Filippo Pozzato has taken it. Well, he was on the lips of a lot of people this morning, but he produced one incredible finish to win that.
Well, what a race that has been this afternoon. Let's have a look at the finish line here from the air. Now look at Pozzato there on the left-hand side in the lime green jersey, waiting for it all to open. Zabel had it right, Freyre had it right, but right through the middle, Pippo Pozzato said at the start of the day here, Phil, I'm going for this. This is my stage. It's not very often a rider can pick a stage, predict that he's going to win, and come up with the victory.
Back in the Burgundy region of France, and at the finish line of Stage 5, Filippo Pozzato negotiated a tremendous win by a wheel over Oscar Freire. He celebrates the stage win. Unfortunately for him, he will not be the headline story. More on that in a moment, but he will soak it all in, being proclaimed the best after 115 miles today.
Pozzato put his Liquigas riders on the front. They controlled the proceedings at the end of the race, catching the early breakaway, and then Pozzato, like he predicted, won the stage. What a great day for Liquigas and Pozzato.
Oscar Freire finishes in second, Daniele Benatti third, Kim Kirchen fourth for T-Mobile, and Eric Zabel just misses again. George Hincapie still looks strong.
Hincapie up to 6th on the stage. That was a great ride. Very attacking. Schumacher in 8th, and Jerome Pinot, who almost won, in 10th.
Meanwhile, for yet another day, for 6 days, it will be Fabian Cancellara in yellow, and had he not followed Jaroslav Popovic off the road late in Stage 5, who knows what magic he could have delivered to the race today. But he'll take it in yellow, protected for long stretches again by CSC at the front of the peloton.
CSC doing a pretty decent job. Cancellara, his time was good enough to keep him in front of Cloden. Cloden still 33 seconds behind. Pozzato moves up into 3rd. Miller and Hincapie able to make the first group in 4th and 5th.
The rest of the standings, and these all are presented by Michelob Ultra. Gusev in 6th, Karpitz, Osterloza, Decker, and Vaux Renard.